There you go. Live. See, you can get it on your right, what we can do, this back together. It's better. In true fashion, I can't find half of it. If I got all the stuff, I could clean this all off with paraffin and put it on.
Yeah.
Right. Dick's Small Engines, alright mate, how you doing? And then greetings from Spain, how are you? Man, I bet the weather's a bit better in Spain than here in the UK. I'm actually stood in the workshop stroke shed at the moment because it is raining yet again. So we're in here just putting an exhaust back on this little blower. It's come undone and the we've lost the baffle and a screw, but I'll put the screw back in and put it in. And Paul next to me is just on, what are you? L&S Engineering.
Yep.
L&S Engineering, just ordering a few bits to get it done. So just putting this back together now, as we say.
How many then?
2 of those and 2 springs. So I'll show you this next job. Let me just put this back together and I'll show you the next little bit that we do. In here then, over the past few days, we've changed this carburetor. That was the old one that came out, leaking all over the place, not great, and we're just having constant problems with it. Tried tuning it, retuning it, I just think it's just too worn out. So basically we swapped it. We bought a cheap one from Amazon for, I don't know, how much was it? Less than 20 quid on it, yeah. I think. Bought one of those and we put it in. So it's been working fine, no bother. However, we've had a problem with the exhaust on here. As you can see, look at these machines. These are used commercially every day on a commercial basis. So they really take a bit of a battering. Right. Hello, Philippa as well. How you doing? I can see you got a spanner next to your name. I don't know what that means, but I'm sure we'll work that out. We've got Paul McKenna on there, and he's saying hello to Philippa as well. And we've got Ravi MMV. Hello there, my friends. Welcome. As I said, just in the shed, just doing a bit of tinkering about, messing around with stuff. We've just put this back together. I'm just going to put the air filter box back on. It's round here, so make sure I get it the right way round. Let me just tighten that up. So man, we've got somebody from Italy now as well. All over the world, eh? Global, that's it. Global live. So just put that air box back on, and then shall we give it a rev up in here? Right, I'll give it a rev up. I'll see if it starts now. Moment of truth, whether it's any good or not. We'll see if it starts. Yours is better than mine.
Yeah, so.
I know, yeah. Yours is a lot better than mine. Mine, my cheap carb wasn't as flexible as that. I had to grease it all up yesterday to make it work. Right. There you go. Starts first time every time. I thought it said it started.
It does. What have you done?
I don't know. I don't know. That's enough then. That'll do. Starts, runs. What is it? Cars Workshop? No. It's just little small engines. That's what we do. Just see it over there. That in the corner over there is all the charging stuff for the battery equipment that we use. And then you can't really see, can you? I've got a workbench here. Look. So I've got a workbench. It's actually an engine table that I'm working on. Although I've got a little bit of plywood on it at the moment. And then Paul's next to me. He's on the ordering at the moment, and if he just moves to one side, that's all my HF radios that are in there. So I've got like radios, CB radios, HF radios, and then There's actually a bar over there. Look at that. But we can't really go in there until we've finished our jobs for today. Once we've finished our jobs for today, we can go over in that corner, pull the curtains across, we'll close the workshop and we'll have a little drink in there, and I might join you for a live. But you have to go a bit steady when, when you're in there. Especially it's a bank holiday, it's raining yet again in the UK, just chucking it down with rain. And we've got a bank holiday, so nobody's really expecting you to do any work tomorrow. And you've got a bar in the corner, you can sit in there all day with a bit of luck. Right. What was I going to have a look at next? We got that. I'll put that down by there. You can have that one.
Okay.
We'll put this. We've got now. Next up is this. Is it KN? KM? K. It's a multi-tool. Still multi-tool.
It's a KM84.
KM84. 94. Right. We've got the multi-tool here, and then we've got the problem we've got with this is. This is the starter, and the starter's working. That's no problem. Look, in and out. Recoil starter's working. The numbers are worn off, so it's a little bit difficult to tell what it is.
94.
94. So there it is. 94, he reckons. So starters, the rope start's working, or rope pull's working, but in here that fit in there, we've got these two little plastic pulls, and they fit in like so on a little spring. So when we pull, the starter spins round, it turns this, they flick out and engage. So they flick out and engage with there, right? And as they engage, spins the engine and it fires up. And as soon as it starts to fire on its own steam, they fold back in on their little springs, and that's it. So when we open this one up, because it wouldn't start, there was only one of these in there instead of two, and the clips are broken. I'm not quite sure where the front camera is on here, but the clips are broken, so that's the clip, and the little bits are broken off. The spring looks all right, but for the state of, what are they, about 90p for a spring, £1.20?
Yeah.
So you may as well just order two new ones of these and two new springs. That's it. There you go, complete assembly. Is that right? How much is a complete assembly? £8.65 plus the VAT for a complete assembly. So don't go messing around trying to bodge these or whatever. Just £8.65. Get your complete assembly, and you can just take this one out. We'll show you how to do it when it comes. I'll do a lot more of these videos. We'll do that. We can just hold this up. Yeah, hold this up, and we'll undo that. We lock it up, undo this, and then fit the new one directly on there with all the gubbins on. We'll put this back on top, and all that is three little nuts and bolts. Look, so 3 little bolts. Those 3 little pins there, they go through into there. In fact, do you know what? They look about the same size as the ones in the exhaust.
No, they're bigger.
These bigger?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I say we could have just chucked one in the exhaust for now, couldn't we, until the new baffle comes. So I'm going to put those in now. If you've got a workshop, one of these I highly recommend is, this is a Hilker brand. You can buy any brand, it doesn't bother me, whichever you're more comfortable with. I have got Amazon links, I've got Machine Mark links and whatever else, but you can go on there on Jimmy the Mower Linktree, type into Google Jimmy the Mower Linktree, and it'll come up with the links. It doesn't cost you any more if you buy the stuff from there, and I might get a few pence just to keep the channel going and keep me in business with what I'm doing. So, but these are little magnetic trays, and these are great because when you got your nuts and bolts and whatever, you put them in there and they don't drop out. You can leave them, you can knock them over on your workbench, they drop on the floor and they'll stay in. And even better than that, if you've got a metal workbench like I have, the whole thing tray's magnetic, see, and it will just stick on there, so you can just put it on your metal workbench like that. You can hear it stick down. It'll stick down and it's stuck, and you won't knock the stuff over and you won't lose it. So it's always a bonus. But there you go. Right. Do you know what? I'm going to put that rope start back on there so I don't lose the rope start or the.
Need a new handle as well.
Are you going to get a new handle? He's going to buy him. He's going to treat himself to a new handle as well while we're there. See, you can see where the money is, can't you? A few years ago, he'd have been fixing that with a stick. You know, had a stick across the top of there, just with a bit of string tied around it, and now he's like, oh, I'll have a new one. Right, I'll put these in. I'll have to sort out this camera angle for the next one. I'll have to sit down. I'm a bit tall for this. You can't see me and what I'm doing. And I haven't got a microphone on either. I didn't envisage going live today. I was just sat in here. Paul's been cutting some grass. He came round because he was soaking wet and freezing cold, so we came in here and put the fire on and looked longingly at the beer machine, thinking maybe we should crack that open, but you can't yet. I know it's a bank holiday, but you can't get on it yet, can you? What time is it now?
2:30.
2:30. Maybe 3:30. Not a good time. Not a good time to have a couple of pints. Is it 3:30? Bank holiday weekend. Thursday's the new Friday this week. So that's good. Right. So have a look. Anybody want to comment anything? Just fire away. Ask me a question. Fire away, please do. And if there's anything else in there. So that bit out of there is scrap. We've ordered some new for there, and I've put the rope star and everything back on so we don't lose the bits really. So that's all together. We know that needs doing. Right, have you ordered the insert for there as well? Did you need one, did you say?
No.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay.
That's been sorted.
Right. Right, what shall we look at next? I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what I've got next. This is something exciting. Let's try and tilt this down so we can see what we're looking at here. Now, this, people, is a crown gear or differential. Right, so it's a differential. So these differential gears are in cars, like tractors, basically anything that's got 4 wheels on it or 2 wheels on an axle. If you want to be turning something, if you're turning round this way, this wheel is travelling further, so it needs to turn more, and this wheel is travelling less distance, so it needs to turn less, so fewer revolutions and more revolutions. So with that in mind, you're trying to turn in a car. Now you'll know, everybody will know, if they've got a 4-wheel drive or they've ever used a 4-wheel drive, you'll understand that when you're in a 4-wheel drive and you lock it up in 4-wheel drive and you try to turn, it's very difficult to turn the wheels because the wheels are being driven all the same. So they're going around the corner and they're being driven all the same. And it's very tight for them to move. There's no sort of difference in them. Whereas you fit one of these in the axle, so you click it out of 4-wheel drive into 2-wheel drive, and this allows you to go along. So I'll turn that as if it's being turned as we're going down the road, and you can see everything's turning together. Now I've got no wheels on the end of here, so you can't really see they're both moving, but this one's moving round and this one's moving round. Now hopefully if I hold one of these, so I'm holding this one here and I carry on turning this, that stays still and the other axle keeps moving. So that's how that works. And you hold this one and turn this, and this axle moves over here and this one stays still. And that's how crown gears and differentials work. You're transferring the power through here from your axle, which comes in through here. So it's from your drive shaft, coming in through here from the engine, drive shaft's coming in, and that's turning round, and that's making it, or from your gearbox really, and that's making your wheels turn. And it's making the wheels turn by turning this. There's a little cog in the middle of there, a worm gear, and this turns this big wheel, and that's driving the axles. That's driving both axles, and they're pushing itself along, pushing your car, pulling the vehicle, whichever way you're going, backwards or forwards. And then you want to turn a corner, you lock around, and it will like this, allow this one to stay still and this one to keep moving, and it works forwards and reverse. So whichever way you're going, it worked, and that's it. And this, believe it or not, was from a college that I did some work at, and it was in their education centre, and they were having a clear out and they threw it out, and it was in the scrap metal skip behind. And I just said to them, do you know what, I said, I've just seen this in your scrap metal skip, would you mind if I took it? And they said, no problem, it's just going for scrap, just need it out of our way, you can have it with pleasure, Jim. And I was like, right, it'll make a great video one day. So I did a little shorts video on it, and I put it on YouTube, and it was all right. I have a few thousand views, but I put it on Instagram saying how crown gears stroke differentials work, and I got 2.4 million views. 2.4 million. That's like crazy, eh? There you go. Hey, it's Top Conquer. Hi, Jimmy. Hi, Top Conquer. How you doing, mate? Hope you're doing well. I haven't seen. Well, last time I see you, Saltex won it, I think, a while ago now. But I should get on the WhatsApp group chats and whatever else more often. Really, I'm normally, I don't want to answer because I'm normally out somewhere, and Mick takes the Mickey out of me, doesn't he? And says, I thought you're never at work, Jim. You're never at work. You're always out. So, and which is true. But there you go. So that's crown gears and differentials for you. That's a little thing there. But it's an interesting bit of kit though. Imagine finding that in a skip, and somebody's took all the effort to cut this away and take it off so you can see exactly how it works. And then they don't need it. Well, they just thought they didn't need it anymore and just thrown it away. And you think all these young people going through college. It's agricultural college as well, and this is it was in their workshop. So you imagine all those people, and they haven't got access to these tools anymore. These learning aids, which were great. And I tell you what, they did have, which I didn't manage to. I couldn't get out. If I'd got the wherewithal to move it, I would have moved it. They got a full Massey Ferguson front axle, like the entire front, complete axle going across, plus a steering column, everything all linked up. And somebody cut away the bottom of the transmission box into the axle, and then fitted perspex over the top, so somebody could sit on top and move it, and they could roll the wheels round, and you could see everything working in real time. What a bit of kit! What a bit of kit! It was just dumped. So that's it. But oh well, that's just the way it goes, and you can't do more. So I'm just having a bit of a tidying up in here at the moment. It's as you can see, I'll show you around again. We're it's a bit overcrowded really with everything that we've got. It's just absolutely chock-a-block all the way around. And then over there, I don't normally show anybody that's all my camping gear. So whenever I'm not around cutting grass and whatever, we're out camping and kayaking. So a bar in that corner, camping and kayaking gear over that corner, and a workshop behind. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I'm just going to, while I'm on here, if anybody wants to ask me anything, do anything, shout out, ask me how anything works. I'm quite happy to do this while I'm in here, but I'll just sort of carry on tidying. These are the daft blocks of wood when I do the little videos, you know, like how drills work, or we've got a dual impact drill or whatever. These are the daft little things that we just screw through and saw through and whatever else we do. And a brick there, look, so we've got the brick as well. drilling to a brick. So just to show how the hammer effect works. It's got a funnel there, and you know what? That funnel is sat there by that brick with all that brick dust. So that is something that I should clean out really. Isn't it? It's a bit warm in here. Take my jacket off. Take my jacket off. Right. Now I don't know how you lot clean these things out, but am I allowed to send sensitive symbols in chat? I don't know. Depends what you consider a sensitive symbol. Last time I did one of these lives, I had some chap on here asking me if I could send a pair of my well-worn socks. So it's a true story. It's a true story, you know. He says, mate, I'll PayPal you the money for a pair of your well-worn socks. Well, do you know what? I haven't cut any grass for a few months because the weather's been so wet. It was quite tempting. It's quite tempting, but Mrs. Mower wouldn't let me send her. So there you go. Right, I just sprayed that. We just used a bit of use this stuff from Bulldog BDX. It's like I don't know. If you go back to the days of like WD-40 and stuff, it's like WD-40's been around for years, and it was made with whatever they had available at the time, and they perfected like their sort of range of it, or what their formula. And then these guys came along and thought, you know, it's a well-known product, it does well, I'm sure we can do a better job with sort of modern like chemicals and modern sort of ideas and solutions, and they made this stuff, and it's like lubricate, release, restore, protect, and it's great because whenever I'm like cleaning anything down, carburetor, any engine bits and pieces, you can put this on and it just wets everything up and just makes the pre-existing sort of oil and crud and whatever on there just fall off with ease. And if you like spray nuts and bolts like that little blower we had in earlier, you spray those up, if they're ever stuck, especially the exhaust manifold ones, they get so tight, don't they? And they tend to like snap and you have to drill them out. And you can just literally put some of that spray on, leave it to soak, I don't know, go and have a cup of tea, leave it overnight, however you want to, and then once you've done that, you can come back the next day and they'll spin up easily. Right, what we got going on here then? I just bought an old whippersnipper, and it's, oh, well, I won't say what it is, I'll say it's broken, for want of a better word, because the magneto's broken, but I reckon I could fix it. You probably could fix it, to be honest with you. They're like, a lot of this stuff is quite fixable, to be honest with you. I don't know what I'm going to do when the battery stuff comes in and we're all using battery stuff, because I'm a bit of a Luddite really, and I can happily happily sit here and take apart the mechanical stuff and put that together. It's only nuts, bolts, screws, isn't it, at the end of the day? And if you don't know how to do it, there's loads of people do small engine videos on YouTube, and you can find out exactly what to do and how to put them back. I try and do the videos myself, but you don't know everything, you get stuck sometimes, but you can find that out and then you can put them back together, and you know, most of the time they work. If they don't work, you take it apart and have another go, but that's just how it is. But back to this stuff, yeah, we use it and then it's like we just clean that out of there because there's brick dust and stuff in there, and we just cleaned it through. In fact, I'm just going to put a bit of this tissue through the funnel. Looks like Paul's had enough for this live. He's going home now. You can't see him on camera. He's a bit camera shy. Have you sent me the basket from what I've got to order?
It.
You've ordered it?
Yep.
I've got a load of stuff to order as well.
I've ordered it.
Oh well, you've ordered it.
I'm too fast.
Fair enough. Oh well, at least that'll be you and we'll do it. That'll make a tidy. So you think we've done this on that live? We've done like the little bits and pieces. So when those bits come in, we'll put that together and we can see exactly how that works, can't we?
I'm going to brave the wet.
Right. So Paul's off out the workshop now. He's going to brave the wet and get going, because it has just literally rained here in the UK. Do us a favour, Paul. Can you pass me one of the small chairs? We've got ones that are upside down. Cheers. Yeah, it's rained for like days, weeks, months. It's
Years.
just rained years. It has rained for years, hasn't it? It's just rained and not stopped.
No.
And then,
All next
cheers,
week.
mate. And then I was talking to the Environment Agency chaps. That one's going to be too low. Look, he got me to pass me a chair over. I thought I'll have a low one because it'll be all right. I just sit down on the low chair. All right, how you doing? In fact, no. I need another one. Do you know what? There's a semi-low one at the back over there. Right, that one's too low. That's ridiculous. I'll get a higher one. Right.
I just saw through one of the legs.
Yeah. This is the thing with having a workshop, you know, it doesn't matter, right, how big your workshop is. The workshop always needs to be bigger. I swear, you could build one of these workshops half a mile long by half a mile wide, and you'd still run out of room eventually. Right, that's a bit better. Look, you can see me now. See what I'm doing. Right, Paul's off then.
Right.
I'll see you later, Paul.
Yeah.
You're not leaving that sausage roll, are you?
I've taken it already.
Well, he's taken it already. Been over a local cafe by me, bought himself. What did you have?
Sausage and sage.
Sausage and sage quiche, a sausage roll, and two homemade cakes, and didn't drop me anything off. But anyway, right, I'll see you later. Let me know when those bits come. They should be here Tuesday, I suppose, Wednesday.
Bank holiday, so probably
Yeah.
later on.
Oh well, if we can do the shutters Wednesday,
Yeah.
you'll probably get the stuff and we get it.
Yeah. Right. See you.
All right, see you, mate.
Yeah.
That's Paul gone. Right. What was I saying? Right, have a look at this. Blackout Creativity. Hiya Jimmy. Hi mate, you alright? How you doing? Go on. See, these things, I talk to these people on Discord groups and stuff all the time, and then they pop in and say hello. And do you know what? You don't know how much that means to me. I do these, it's only the second live I've ever done, and people popping in and saying hello. That's really nice of you. Cheers for taking the time out. And then what's he say? The chap up here, yeah, it was 40 bucks, so it was going to break inevitably. 40 bucks for a streamer, you know what I mean? You're skating on thin ice, aren't you? Yeah, I'm from Australia, so it's as dry as hell. All hell here. Well, would prefer a beer stream instead, mate. I'll let you into a little secret, right? I'll let you into a little secret now. I'm in here now. You might not see a lot because that's like the workshop, and then over there we're having a bit of a tidy up. We're having a tidy up because it's raining. It's rained for days and days, right? So it's just rain non-stop. So I was in here today, I was fed up, and I was like, right, I'm going to reorganise everything. And you know, when you start reorganising everything, you take it all apart and it makes a real bad mess, and then you just like got to start again, haven't you? So we're like, it's absolutely trashed at the moment, everywhere's trashed. But this is the workshop bit behind me. So we've got the battery charging station and whatever over there, all the bits of electronics that we do, and they're just tools in the toolboxes. And then we've got some shelves behind us full of loads of rubbish. We've got a chop saw on the bench, screwdrivers, blowtorch, more tools, spanners, another differential lock over there, and then pan round to there, look, and there are like my HF radios, CBs, all my other stuff. And then for when we finish early on a Friday, or today, because tomorrow's Good Friday, so this Thursday is the new Friday. There, my friends, is the bar in the corner. So we've got Elvis up there, we've got TV up there. I can't have the TV on while I'm live. We've got Elvis up in this corner here. We've got some pork scratchings there, kegs of beer, bottles of wine, some spirits, some drinks, Pac-Man machine, and we've even got a one-armed bandit. So there you go, we've got it all going on in here. So that's it. Oh, and then if I flick round quickly, we've got the dartboard, and then I have to flick round quickly again, and we're back to the workshop side. So it's a 16-foot by 20-foot shed that we've built here at home, specifically for doing YouTube videos. I do a lot of beer videos and workshop videos and those sorts of things. So we set it all up, and that's what it's for. So it's good. But there you go. I was hoping the weather's good. This right. Let me just work through from the top. Right. So I'm in Australia. Really want to be here in mechanical. So I love watching these small streams. Yeah, the thing is, there's loads of people do these like videos, you know, small engine. There's loads in Australia. I'm in a group, a WhatsApp group with small engine creators, small engine content creators and stuff. And basically, they're from all over the world, you know, and there's some great stuff. And there's a chap that goes around in Australia just picking up free mowers that are like left at the side of the road, you know, for scrap and whatever. So they're all there. So that's it. So that's how it works. So yeah, then you wish you'd never started. Exactly, man. I wish I'd never started. You start doing this thing and you're like, oh, look at the space I'm making here, and then you turn around and everything's piled up behind you. So all you end up doing is turning around and piling it back in the space that you've just taken it out. So that's just one of those things, though. Right, the weather's. I was going to sit in my dad's garden bar. Well, I'll tell you what, chance you've got of sitting in your dad's garden bar is absolutely zero, none whatsoever. You know what? It's Easter, and like Easter time, I'm not saying it's generally warm or it's generally dry or whatever, because it's changeable. But like, you'd think we'd have had a bit of a let up in it by now. It's just ridiculous. It's just raining non-stop. I was just like getting to the point where I'm just literally losing the will to live here. That's hence like sitting in here and doing these little videos, because Paul came round, he was doing some grass cutting near where we are. It's raining too heavy, and he came in and just said, can you have a look at my blower? And I was like, right, we'll have a look. And last time I did a live, I was sat in the pub bit, and people just asked me non-stop mechanical questions. How does this work, that work, the other work? And I thought, well, I'll turn it on and I'll just fix his blower live. So that's what I did. Right, Isaac Kelsall, hi Isaac, hope you're keeping well. Thanks for dropping by, I really appreciate it. Afternoon, Jimmy. No visiting agri-post today. Lovely for ducks. Raining again so far. This one's 65 mil. 65 mil of rain. I know, man. It's ridiculous. It's going to be a lot more than that. Had a problem with my weather station. I've got an electronic one, and I just put it back on. Was it yesterday or the day before? Well, yesterday or the day before, and just in the last 3 days, we've had like 30 mil of rain. 30 mil of rain in the last 3 days, and it's ridiculous now. I don't know what to do. I've got a lot. I don't know if people follow me or watch videos and stuff, but I've got a huge like Ransom's Parkway mower, big 4-wheel drive thing, man. And we're out the other day, 4-wheel drive, forward and reverse, cutting a field that's never ever been wet. It's got great drainage, and I was just tootling along as I did, and I thought, oh, feels a bit sticky under the wheels. I better slow down a bit. Started to slow down, and the thing just sank, and I was like, God, here we go. And that's never happened on that field before. We've never had any problems, so it's ridiculous for me. So have a look at that. Don't say that, I'll take an umbrella. Mate, you'll need more than an umbrella. I'm telling you. You'll need more than an umbrella if you're sitting down outside. It's ridiculous. We were laughing about it earlier, because if you don't laugh, you'll end up crying. We're just there, and it's just literally like, I don't know, the wind's blowing sideways on, and it's like the rain's just coming in under cover. You can sit outside. You'll need about 3 coats on, a balaclava, gloves, 2 umbrellas, and somebody at the side of you with another umbrella to stop the rain blowing in, because it's ridiculously cold and wet and windy. So it's really bad. What's he say here then? So, okay, cool, I'm just a teen. I'm studying mechanics and metalwork in school. I love it. Man, it's the way to go. You know what? Studying like metalworks and mechanics in school, that you need, the country needs people like you, the world needs people like you, because without people like you, all this stuff that everybody relies on will just grind to a halt. And I mean grind to a halt. It will just stop, because there's always something needs fixing everywhere. It doesn't matter what your sort of background is. If you can fix stuff, you will be in demand. That's 100% how it is. Whether that's fixing plumbing, electrical installations, mechanical things, engines, tractors, you know, it's all there. Computers. If you can fix something, you got a job for life. I know. I had a message flash up on the screen from a mate, Dan. He hasn't left a message on YouTube, but he just WhatsApped me saying watching you live. So there's somebody who knows how to fix stuff. I used to have Land Rovers all the time when I got no money. When Land Rovers were cheap, right, and I got no money, that's what I had to use to go to work in. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have earned any money, because he used to fix them for me all the time. And I mean that. I used to go down to his place after work, and he would fix them after work all the time. So it, you know, he needed the money and I needed stuff fixing. That's it. We both got young families. We've got to go out and do what we were doing. So it was just one of those things. Right pairing at the right times, really. So it was good. So here's Clarky. Afternoon, Jimmy. Can't believe you're not out cutting some grass. Well, Clarky, I tell you what, I'm not out cutting any grass, am I? I don't think I'm going to be out cutting any grass. I was chatting to the Environment Agency chap earlier, and he was saying to me, you think we've had some rain now? It's rain. We've got more rain to come in the next 2 weeks than we've had in the last 2 weeks. So if you think you got any cricket starting in 3 weeks' time, you got another thing coming, mate, because you're not going to be playing on that outfield or that square. It's just, man, it's game over. It is game over, I'm telling you. We've had it. So it's just, I've never known a spring. Well, yeah, we haven't even had a winter, have we? We've had 3 frosts and 1 dust and a snow, and it's just, that's it. That's all we've had, and it's just been, you know, completely pants, if I'm honest with you. It's just been cold. It's not, in fact, it's not even been cold, has it? It's just been wet. That's all it's been. It's just been a constant water. Just been wet, and that's all it has. For like months, really, since about September. So there you go. Anybody else want to ask me anything? I see Paul Clark's in there. You know what? He's only killing time until it's 3 o'clock, unless it is 3 o'clock already. No, he's only on here killing time till 3 o'clock, because that's when the clubhouse in Wombourne opens, and he'll be in there for a pint and a cob. So he's just come on, give me a bit of back chat. Oh, we'll do. Right, cleaned that funnel earlier, so we'll put the funnel. Oh, where should we put that? in the back. I'll tell you what. We'll get down. I'll sort out while we're here. These, right? If you don't know, if anybody sort of does what I do, and you go around collecting stuff, and you think you're tidying up, and you put it in boxes, right? And you put it in boxes. I found out that these are actually called doom boxes, right? So you got a box here, and you go around and pick everything up, and it's like absolutely like ridiculous, really. You just chuck everything in, and they're now called doom boxes. So this I'll just empty one on here now, and it Paul Clark back chat. Hold on, Hector Grows Veg. It's freaking cold up here, mate. It's cold. It's colder now. In March, the middle of March, it's colder now than it has been all winter. Oh, I mean that, like 100%. I'm warm in the shed because I've got the gas fire. I've got a gas fire on over that side, and a little electric heater on over that side. So, but I'll go through these. Blackout Creativity 99. What on earth's 99p? Is that? I don't understand what that means. Is that some sort of like gifting it? Do I owe you 99p, or is that a gift of 99p, or have you bought something for 99p? Right, let's have a little look in one of these so-called doom boxes then. Well, funnily enough, we were looking at fixing Paul's blower earlier when I started this live stream, and the first thing I put out of here is fixings. There's a little bolt that would have fitted perfectly in there, so put that to one side. So there's going to be nuts and bolts in here then, I presume. M25s, 30 mils, glass and screen wipes. Man, that's just for the bin. Right, there's something. Look, see, Hyundai. Now I do a lot of Hyundai videos. A lot of their stuff, when they sell their stuff, they don't have any dealers. Hyundai don't have dealers. It just comes out directly to you in boxes. So I do a lot of videos for them on how to put the stuff together and how it works, etc. Now that doesn't go in the bin. I've got a little set of drawers down here, and all my manuals go in those drawers. So that's where they go. We've got a guttering clip there. So we've got a what's the name down there? Plumbing box down there. There's an ARB bracket. Now I've got an ARB awning for my truck. When we're out and about and we're doing like public displays or whatever we're doing, showing the mower off, bits and pieces, we keep this, we've got an ARB awning. Pull this. Just knocks all the timber off the end of the bench. Oh well. I'll have to pick that up. Something else to pick up, see, it's just too busy. Never a doom box, a litre box, mate. Always keep bits and bobs in it, one handy one. Yeah, mate, this is the thing. You know what though? These boxes, I must have about 100 of these boxes, bags, whatever. And then my wife, they're doom boxes supposedly, because you just put stuff in there and it goes to die unless you pull it out. It goes to die. But we've got a mix. But I've got this here. Right, I'm off, lad. Tipcentric just sent me a research mission. Have a good stream. Cheers, mate. I really appreciate it, and pass on my regards to Tipcentric as well, will you? He cracks me up every day, man, every day. And then my favourite comment to leave on his videos is, what liquid's in the bottle, please? Because he always says it's white spirit and points at white spirit, and everybody asks it, so now I'm the person who asks it first. But anyway, thank you very much for dropping by. I really appreciate it. And say hello to everyone in the Discord group for me. Right, doom box again. I've got another guttering stop end. That goes in the plumbing box. I've got a paintbrush. Now, I know what that paintbrush is for. I've got some backlapping paste down there, so that can go down there with them. I've got a Bayer air freshener, so that can go over there. I'll put that in the truck. We've got a few business cards. We got Brian Bedson. Oh yeah, I know Brian. Man, those business cards must be years old. They must be out my old Land Rover from about hold on, that's been gone 3 years. Now we've got a bolt there. Now that's for Ransom's Parkway. I know what that is. Pack of ibuprofen because I've always got a bad back. Flat disc. Now that can go on top of there. We'll put that over there. Some useless plastic bits. They were from Oh no, they're not useless. I know what they're from. They're from a Hyundai Mower. God, you wouldn't believe this. You know what made me think of that? Is because I've got this, and that's like a hose lock end or a hose end to go on. And when the Hyundai sends stuff out, it sends you out one of these, and it fits on the deck. You put your hose in there, clip it on the deck, spin the blade up, and it washes all the deck out. And then these two little pins here, these little plastic clips are for that Hyundai mower. And when you don't have the grass box on and you want to like just spread it out the back, instead of putting a bungee cord around and lifting the back up, you just put that on, lift it up, and those just hold the little flap just open, so it will just spread a bit of mulch back on. I'll put those in the drawer with the manuals so I know where they are. Right. What else you got? Anybody else say anything? GGGYYY, whatever that means. Right, what else we got in here? We got some rubbish. It's rubbish. We got an old scraper. Go over there. Some carabiners. Right, these are the go. I've got a box here. I do a bit of wild camping and kayaking. If you look over there, see that's all my camping stuff on the shelves over there. So I do a bit of camping, kayaking, whatever. DD hammocks and tarps out in the wilderness, and a little USB-C to female jack plug. What I've got that for and why I've got it, I do not know, but if you think of anywhere where you might use that, let me know. Say something in the comments. Right, and then we got a spare screw, that's just for the bin, a cocktail stick, a bit of plastic, some tissue, a sticker, a head torch, and a lighter. Lighter's always handy. Put that on the back. Head torch in, and it works as well. Look at that. Look at that. DD hammocks head torch. If you're ever into your wild camping, bushcrafting, whatever it is, outdoor pursuits, you've got your DD stuff. It's good quality stuff, really. And well, stands the test of time. This only takes, I don't think it's a rechargeable. I think it's little batteries, and these batteries must have been in here for ages, because this box is out of my old Land Rover, and I haven't had the old Land Rover for 3 years, so that's working. So that can go into the bushcrafting box. And then last thing, here we go. Right, look at this. Now that's a treat for all your mower fans out there. Penn's Mower Home. Right, that's actually a sharpening stone for cylinder mowers. So there it is, and that's basically, hold on, we've got somebody in USB to 3.5mm jack, audio adapter, external sound card, USB adapter 3mm, all stereo compatible with headset, PC, laptop, line the PS4 camera, etc, etc. There you go. So why have I got it in here? That's what I want to know. I don't own a PS4 or any of that stuff, and everything else that I use is Bluetooth. So anyway, back to this. Right, this here is a sharpening stone, and it looks like it's from around the 50s. I don't know if anybody like Google that while we're on air, but that's from about the 50s, I think. And it shows you on the front, look how they're sharpening cylinder mower with it, and it just says, to sharpen your mower, it is advisable to adjust the cutting plate to near or nearly touching the blades, and first sharpen the blade or blades which are found to be nearest the cutting plate. By doing this, if all the blades are not perfectly true, you will be correcting the same for the mower to cut efficiently. The front cutting edge of each blade should be an equal distance from the centre. When sharpening the blades, it is important that the sharpener should be kept at a slight angle to the centre, so that the actual cutting edge shall be nearest the cutting plate. So basically, it's just telling you about when you sharpen the cylinders. It's like I sharpen the cylinder. We have a cylinder grinding machine now, and we put them on, and you do what's called a relief grind on a cylinder. So when you're doing it, as your cylinder comes around, shame I haven't got a cylinder in here. The cylinder comes around, instead of the cylinder being flat like that, like there, it's actually on a slight angle. So as this edge comes down onto the bottom blade, there's an edge on there, that's the sharpest edge, and it acts like a pair of scissors, chops the grass, and the next blade spins round and chops again, chop, and that's how it works. When you're using a cylinder mower, just basically having loads of cylinders. When you use a rotary mower, it's just basically spinning a blade round and it's just bashing the hell out of the grass. That's how it works. It just smashes it to pieces. Like a flail digs down and just breaks everything up, and the rotary smashes it side to side. So that's an old sharpening stone. It has been used, look. So I don't think it's been used by me. There you go. In focus. Not been used by me, but it has been used. I can hold that up. Hey, this autofocus is ace, eh? So there you go. You can screenshot that and then read it at your leisure. And then there is the ace picture on the front. Look. As you say, a picture speaks 1,000 words. So I read everything out on the back, all the instructions, and then I hold that up to the screen, and you can see exactly what you need to do without me having to tell you, or anybody else will read it. So there you go. It says all traces of rust should first be removed with paraffin. So not many people have paraffin knocking about in their workshop now, do they? I've got a tub of it down there though. We still use it for cleaning. In fact, I have got, talking of cleaning, I've got, look at this, from Clark, brand spanking new parts washer. I've always fancied a parts washer, and I do have a bit of a deal with Clark, and I've ordered this parts washer. So I'll get this place all tied up behind me, and we can get it on there, and we'll put it in. And a parts washer, basically, you just get your rusty mower parts, greasy mower parts, dirty mower parts, whatever it is, or engine parts or carburetors or whatever you need to clean, and you put it in there. Now you can use paraffin, kerosene, whatever else. However, I'm in a wooden shed with, you know, like fire extinguishers knocking about, but we're basically in a wooden building, aren't we? So you use their special liquid and you put that in, and it will just clean everything that you need it to clean, basically. So you just put it in there and scrub it, and there's a filter, and it filters out all the muck and gunk, and then it keeps recycling the liquid so you can keep everything clean. But that's it. So you'd wash your blades off with paraffin first, scrub the rust off, and it says to obtain best results, only slight pressure is necessary to sharpen, which is true. You know, the old saying, less is more. Now, I'm glad I found that in that little box. I'm going to put this up on my shelf. Well, that's something nice to look at now. I doubt I'll ever use it, although I might use it for a video, hadn't I, one of the days, just to show everybody how it works. Right, and then we've got in here, right, this is a load of Stihl stuff I ordered previously. We have so many Stihl strimmers. We use Stihl strimmers, I don't know what brand everybody else uses, but at the moment, like petrol wise, we use Stihl strimmers, Stihl blowers, Stihl brush cutters, because basically we can just, parts are readily available. We can, they don't very often go wrong. When they do, we can sort of service them. It's not a big deal. It's like we always keep in stock like new air filters. They're for the FS 91s or the 111s, the newer models, and then these are for the old ones, the FS 55s and stuff like that. So they've all got parts numbers on them, but like they're like, it's an old, they're like a really like heavy sort of fabric gauze type stuff. And then these are the intermediary filters, and these are like a black sponge on one side and the gauze on the other. All right, Clarky, off for your cob. I knew it. That's it. He's just on here giving me abuse, killing time. 8 minutes, and he's waited until 8 minutes past 3. And you know why he's waiting for 8 minutes past 3? Because the place opens at 10. But he doesn't want to seem like he's been hanging around and he's the first one in. So he's waited till 10 past, and then he'll just go in there. Oh, oh, blimey! I didn't realise you were open. Oh, it's 10 past already. Goodness me! And then he'll sit down when really he's been hanging around on the car park for the past half an hour. Right, we've got some spark plugs in here as well, NGKs. In fact, I have got, I don't know how many people are interested in this, I've actually got some booklets from NGK, and then I'm going to do some videos on spark plugs, what they mean, how we use them, why we use them, and what the numbers are on there, and how we decipher the numbers. See, these are like BPR4ES, right? And they're like BPR7HS and BPR4ES again. So I think the 4ESs, off the top of my head, I'm no expert, but I think they're for a Kawasaki ride-on mower, see? And then what we got here, and a 5ES. What's a 5ES for? I don't know. So we've got the spark plugs, we've got the air filters, various 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10 different air filters, or 10 air filters, 3 different sorts there, I think. So if you ever want any part numbers, you just got to ask me, and I've got a lot of part numbers and I can sort those out for you if you're interested. And then put spark plugs of those as well. And then here we have fuel filters. Now if you've got a small engine, 2-stroke engine or whatever it is, or a 4-stroke engine, even if you've got depending on the, in fact these are wrong actually, it's tough information, but if you've got a 2-stroke engine, they didn't used to fit these before. You just used to have a pipe in there or a little like bob on the bottom. So these, right, they're well worth buying. They cost you about £1 each, or £1.20, and they're great little filters, you know. You just pop them on the end of the fuel line and it sits in the tank, and there's a little weight in the end, and basically it will just pick up the fuel. So whichever way you tip your strimmer, brush cutter, blower, whatever you're using, edge cutters, that little fuel filter will just sit in the tank and allow the fuel to come in through these bits on the side, these little white bits. That's like a filter membrane, and it lets the fuel pass through and comes up into the tank, and you always get clean fuel. And then when you do a service every 6 months, 12 months, whatever you do, you can pull that out, chuck it away, and then just fit a new one, and they just keep running forever and ever. And then there's different grades. Look, I'll open these up. So these yellow ones or orange ones, they're for Stihl FS91, so they're pickups for an FS91. These are reference Jimmy the Mower POQL. It doesn't say on here what these are for, but I think these will be for the newer ones, the FS111s, which is what we started using. And then we have got some real heavy ones here. I got them in a little pack. Now these, you can tell, listen, they're heavy. They're not like, they've got the plastic construction around the top, but they've got a heavy metal like body there. If I hold it in front of my face, it should auto focus. Heavy metal body there. So that heavy metal body, always make sure that sits in the bottom of the tank. Right, so no matter which way you're moving your edge cutters, you're up in the air, your fuel line's on there, and that's always sat in the bottom of the tank. So if you hold it up, all your fuel runs to the bottom of the tank, and this will sit in the bottom of the tank. And because it's got this weight on, it will always push down. And this end, because the fuel line's connected to this end will always sit in the bottom of your tank, just like that. So you're getting to use the fuel right down to about, what, 3 mil worth of plastic on the bottom. So they really work a treat. The heart rating is the number, lowering the hotter running. But the heat rating is the number, lower is hotter running. Yeah, you're right, Martin, that's it, exactly. Back to the spark plugs, I'll get them out. So we've got two roughly the same number. There you go. Yeah, so we've got 2 spark plugs there. And like, as you can see, you look at the BP number, BPR4ES and BPR5ES. And it's that number there, the 4 and the 5, is the heat rating. So depending on how hot the engine runs, is what you really need it for. Now, NGK spark plugs, I have no affiliation with them. They don't send me anything for free. They don't pay me any money. But we tend to use the NGK spark plugs where we can. We look in there, you can get Bosch, you can get whatever it is. If the machine's set up for using a Bosch spark plug, then we normally use a Bosch spark plug to replace it. However, if it's like some cheaper manufacturer spark plug or whatever it is, we normally cross-reference it and get the NGK equivalent, because when you're messing around with these spark plugs, right, one, they come well packaged. So we've got the cardboard tube over the top. We take that off and you can see there's a shiny coating. Now this shiny coating, I was talking to the man at Saltex, right, for about 2 hours about spark plugs, and he was happy because he never had anybody talk to him for 2 hours about spark plugs before. And my wife was happy because she could go and do what she needed to do for 2 hours while I talked to a man about spark plugs. So everyone was happy. But anyway, the reason why we use those, if you look at them, that shiny coating on there, that's a nickel coating. So they use that as a lubricating coating. So when we're putting these into small engines, if you're not using an NGK and you have to use a different plug, or you're having to reuse the same plug because you haven't got a spare at the time and you just need the machine running and you need to get it up and running straight away, you can put a spray of that Bulldog BDX spray on, and then that is basically, it's like an inert spray, if that's the right word. I can basically put it on there and it won't do any damage to the spark plug, it won't do any damage to the engine or the pistons, and it will just give a bit of lubrication just to like wind them in, right? It's no bother. Do not force spark plugs. That's the number one problem with machines that I get bought in, where people have tried to service it themselves. They're trying to screw in a spark plug and it just, if you put a spark plug in like this, let's get one out of the packet again. If we put a spark plug in and it went in like this, right, it'd be great, wouldn't it? No bother. If we put one in and it went dead in like this, it'd be great, no bother. We just sit it on top, move it backwards and forwards so that it fell into the grooves, and we spin it up and we're in. Same as like that, backwards and forwards, yeah, we're in and it's done, right? However, it's not like that. Spark plugs come in at these angles, this angle, that angle, that angle, there. They're never true. They're never 90 degrees, right? And because they're not 90 degrees, it causes so much bother to keep moving them backwards and forwards and just lining them up. And people get them in and they think, oh, it's a bit tight, and they tighten it up and tighten it up and tighten it up, and they strip the thread. And once they've stripped the thread in that engine, you're hard pushed, and I mean hard pushed then, to be able to re-thread it to get a spark plug in, right? So what you want to do is use these ones because they got that nickel coating on, and they'll just should slide in. And you know, if you're not turning it with your fingers until the very end, until the last couple of threads, if you're not turning it with your fingers, it's not in the right place, okay? And then if you're not using NGK, I think Champion have a coating similar. If you're not using those and using cheaper plugs, right, you need to put a bit of lubricant spray on like this, and you put that on, and when you wind them in, they'll go in, and they'll go in, and you should turn it by hand until you're almost at the bottom. And once you're at the bottom, you can tighten it up, not too tight, just tighten it up finger tight, and then about half a turn the spanner just to nip it up, because I'll get the spark plug out for the third time, just to nip it up, because when we're nipping it up, look here, this washer, if I can get that in front of my face, this washer here, right, that compresses slightly. You can see there's a bit of thickness to it, so when you put that in, you compress that washer, and when you compress it down, that forms an airtight seal and gas tight seal, right, because it's in the combustion chamber, so it forms a gas tight seal, and that's how your spark plug works and keeps the compression in the engine right through that. So if you put in the same spark plug in again, you've already squashed that washer once, and it can cause you a bit of bother. So try and put a new one in if you can. If you can't, you need to redo it, lubricate it up and make sure it spins in easily. Now Martin's on here and he's giving me some info. Heat rating's a number, we've been through that, thanks to that. I had to look at my mate, put the new filter on, should have changed the fuel line, though, broke around 2 inches of the line. He couldn't understand what the machine cut out with plenty of fuel. Man, always the same in it, these fuel lines. Paul's blower in before, we changed the carburetor. That's the old carburetor out of it. And like people, you get these people and they go, oh yeah, carburetor. I'm like, mate, you cannot look at that and tell me if that works or not. You know, I've seen them a lot dirtier and a lot more worn than that, and they run perfectly. So there's loads of different problems. We changed all the fuel lines, we've still got problems, so we've just bought the carb, change the carb over, and away you go. And then what happens about 6 months later, the exhaust falls off. But anyway, right, then what do you say? He knows why the fuel line is long and the filters are weighted, yeah. That's why. NGK or Champion, others are not worth the bother. Mate, it's true. where spark plugs are concerned, you want to buy the best ones. Bosch aren't bad either. You know, a lot of stuff is made with Bosch, and if it's made with Bosch, I tend to fit a Bosch back in there. If it's NGK or Champion, I definitely put those back in there. Bosch I tend to use as well. However, if it's a cheaper brand or an off-brand sort of thing, I use the reference book that I've got for NGK, and I just put an NGK in because it saves you so much hassle in the wrong way. Right, I've breaker bars to remove plugs before now. People think they need to be tight with it. Mate, we've had them before. Breaker bars, we've had it. How's it here? We've had breaker bars on them. We've had all sorts on them. They get them in there. They spin them up. They tighten them up. They give it everything they've got to get them in there. And they've cross-threaded them. My goodness me, they cause a mess, don't they? They do make a mess. But there you go. Right, just hang fire 1 second. I'm just going to go and grab myself a can of Tango from the bar, which is just over in that corner of the workshop. Yeah, I've got a bar. I'm just going to get one. So, Blue Space Super, $14. What does that mean? Are you going to send me $14? Right, I'm just going to grab a can of Tango. Be back in a minute. Right, here we are, can of Tango. Very nice too. Right. Need that. Right. Let's put these pickup filters and these spark plugs back in the box over there. That's all the Stihl stuff, so that's where that's. So we've gone from a Doom box. We had a Doom box before, and we've gone from a Doom box to now Stihl stuff. So all my Stihl filters, I'll stick that old Stihl carb in there as well. It's the thing though, you've got to start throwing these things away. There's a carburetor that we've changed, and it was no good. It was leaking from somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know what happens to them really. In fact, I say I don't know what happens. Look, we've got a screw on the bottom there. I could take that screw off, couldn't I? While we're here, live on air, I'll do it. And if I can bring you down a bit. See, you can see the table in front of me. Better about there, are we? There's a fuel filter. Now then, I have got a little thing, yeah, strip it. You know what? I'm just going to take the screw out of here now while we're there. I'll put a new one in. I don't know about you, Martin, but like we can get these now off Amazon. I'm not saying they come out of the same factory. I'm not saying the quality is as great, but all I can tell you is we run our machines commercially, right? They're running, you know, day in, day out, like all the time, and we put those carbs in. They cost us about 20 quid. And we just swap like for like, the Stihl one for the one that we buy from Amazon, and I think we've had one that was a bit leaky, and apart from that all the others have been fine. And I'll tell you what, I've paid a lot more money for the Stihl stuff, and we've still had one of those that's been leaky as well. So I think, if I was organised, look, if I was organised, I know exactly where the screwdriver is, which I do. We'll put that in. I'm going to take this apart. I'll just put my little aftermarket is surprisingly good, and yes, it's cheap instead of messing around. It is, mate, and you can get them. And like when we went through the pandemic, the Stihl stuff we couldn't get for love nor money. It was so difficult to find, and I started buying the stuff off Amazon, and it was like either next day delivery or like 2-day delivery, and it was turning up, and it was all hunky-dory, and away we went. We were like back up and running, which we're like one of the few sort of industries that could work through the pandemic, because we were outside and working on our own, weren't we? So it was a bit different. Right, so there we go. We've taken the bottom bit off. There's a little gasket in there which works on the this is what brings the fuel in, right? This little diaphragm. So this diaphragm here, that diaphragm, that's what brings the fuel into the thing. Mixed motors, all right, Jimmy lad. What you doing? What am I doing? I'm sitting here drinking a can of Tango if I can find it. Oh, here it is. My mate came in earlier. He got a bit of a problem with his blower, so we just took it apart and had a look and put it back together. So I ordered the bits, so that's all done. And then we were just chatting about like these little carbs, and this was one that came out of his Stihl blower about 12 months ago, I think. And I was just going through my little box of Doom. You must have those Doom boxes, Mick, knocking around in your workshop, where you don't really know where to put something, or little bits and pieces, or you don't want to throw it away, so you just tap it back in the box, and then there it stays, and it's in there then, instead of cluttering up the worktop or being in the bin. It just sits in there, and then you just keep dipping in and you find it, but you just got to find the box. And somebody says, oh, have you got one of those? Yeah, I have got one knocking about somewhere. I just need to find the box that it's in, and that's it. So there you go. That's one of those carbs. That's a genuine Stihl one, that is. Genuine Stihl. Sometimes they just get, I don't know, they leak. You got to be a better person than me to sort them out. I have a mess around with them, I clean them out, I put them all back together, and that's it. I have a Doom shed, mate. I've got a Doom shed. Do you know what? We've been laughing on it because we're in here chatting about whatever nonsense we're talking about, and I'm just sat in here, and everybody's like, well, why are you in there today? It's raining, I haven't cut any grass for months. And I was like, right, I'm going to sort all my stuff out of here. Definitely today, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to sort it all out. So I started moving stuff around, started putting stuff in boxes, other boxes, whatever. And look, man, I've made it worse. Like, the shelves are like more cluttered than they've ever been. I've got tools on top of toolboxes. I've got like gunk and whatever else all over the place. All of my battery stuff over there. That's all my camping stuff over there. And then over here, where I've got my radios and everything, that's all just piled up. We're blinking that. I've got a new parts washer there. It's all piled up with all the other stuff from everywhere. So, you know, I started off with the best intentions, and it's all gone pear-shaped. And now I've got a bar in that corner over there, which I'm sure you've all seen. And I'm thinking now it's after 3 o'clock. Thursday this week is the new Friday. So it's after 3 o'clock, so I might knock this live on the head and get over there. And then if you see me come on a live later on, you'll make sure you jump on it, because I'll have had about 6 pints by then, and that'll be entertaining for everybody, won't it? So there you go. So yeah, man, it's lashing it, been backlapping and getting ready for some Mower reviews. Ah, right, brilliant. Yeah, backlapping. I'll tell you what, Mick, you missed this earlier. Look what I found. Forget your backlapping and spinning them up. That's what you want. That's what real men use, mate. There you go. There's a sharpening stone from the 50s or 60s. Look. Hey, look at that. And it's been used, not by me. Somebody gave me this. They were clearing out a shed and saw it and thought of me. But there you go. Pens, mower, hone. And it's got all the directions on the back for sharpening your cylinders, cutting cylinders, and there you go. There you go. What a little piece of like memorabilia that is, eh? Put that up on the shelf. But yeah, they're pretty cool. So there you go. What else we got on here? Yeah, it's lashing down, mate. He's chucking it down. I'm sat in here and I can hear it running off the roof. And do you know what? We got so much rain. I fitted water butts on the corner, every corner of the shed. I fitted a water butt, and I've now had to put hoses on the taps and run the hoses down to the drain. So when it's raining as heavy as this, the water butts are just filling up. I just open the taps and run them down to the main drain, because it's getting silly now. Getting silly. Right. So what's Martin say? Diaphragms are simple enough to change, but hard to see a pinhole. Can just easy tiny grain grit jetway. Yeah, mate. It's true. I've had that with the like plenty of mowers and bits and pieces. Yeah. The diaphragms, they're just, you can't even see, they're perforated, and you've like put everything back together and it still doesn't work. And you just put a new, you say, well, last ditch attempt, I'll just change the diaphragm. You change it and it works, and that's it. And there was holes in it and you can't even see them. So again, a lot of the time, if you can get the stuff quite cheaply, you're just best off just changing them when it's all apart anyway. So yeah, Jack Daniel's time. No, not Jack Daniel's time. I've got a keg of Becks on there at the moment. You know, German lager, imported from Germany as well, 5%. But there's about, I think there's 11 pints in a keg. The danger is you'll like swallow it all. Yeah. Well, it's almost as old as you, Jimmy. Yeah. Cheers for that one, Mick. I think you got a couple of years on me. I know I've got a hard life, but I reckon you got a couple of years on me. I'm only 47. And before you mention it and you think that's not my waist size. Right, anyway. Hi, Philip, and I see you've kicked him down the shed for the day. Mate, I wake up in the morning, right, and I know what's going on all the time. I've got a flask on the side. I got a flat. Get out, 44. He's never 44. That's your waist size. It's got to be. It got I was going to say, I know what's going on, Mick. I come downstairs and in the kitchen, I got a flask on the side and a pile of sandwiches made, and I go, all right, that's me out for the day. Then is it? Yeah, that's it. There you go. 1978, mate. I was born in 77. Seriously, February 77. So that's it. Your missus been doing her nails. That's she could have been, couldn't she? That's it. I tell you what, I might have a get it on my toenails later. That'd work out all right. There you go, Top Conker. Blowing a Force 10 hoolie there. Man, it's gone windy here. You know, it's not that windy. I'll have to check. I put my weather station up, but because I was new weather station, because I was setting it up in the house, I've left the screen over in the house, so I can't tell you what it is. So Mick, right, it's a problem with a metal screen, especially with the E10 fuel. Yeah, mate, I bet it is, isn't it? Because that E10 is just pants, and it just keeps like eating away at the stuff all the time. It's just no good, is it? Like we try and run like all the stuff all that stuff on like the E5. My missus used a flappy disc for her nails. Funnily enough, I was emptying one of those Doom boxes and I found one earlier. So there you go. I'll pop that in the post for you if you want it. She'll be happy, won't she? Bit of an Easter present for her. So yeah, 1952 Top Conk. Man, you're almost an antique, man. Jesus. 1952, really? You don't look bad for 52. I'll give you that. You don't look as bad as Mick does for 1978, or I do for 77. If I look as good as you, in another 20 years' time, I'll be happy. Or 25 years' time, I'll be happy. There you go. So yeah, not on the beer yet. Just having a can of Tango now just for the time being. Can't even put my radios on either because we're moving the shed around. Or I could put those on and have a chat to somebody. We got the conditions are pretty good. Leave it. Conker's older than dirt. Yeah, he older than dirt. I heard he bought first edition of the Bible. Yeah, that's it. Oh, Jimmy, was your pipe round all uphill? Yeah, exactly. It was all uphill, man. Uphill both ways, going out and coming back. That's it. But yeah, no. So like, just sat in here. I'll tell you what I had got, Mick. You might be interested in. No, nobody else seemed bothered. But I just put that back in the drawer. Put these over here. Put that carb out of the way. Tell you what I've got, Nick. I've got a diff here, look. I'm not sure what it's out of. Whether it's out of a tractor or an old Land Rover. But one of the colleges I do some work at, they cleared out over the summer holidays last year and threw it all in the skip. And when I got there, half of it, like the stuff had gone, and there was only a few bits and pieces. And this was in the bottom of the skip, and it was all busted up. But look at that, differential gear out of like, I don't know, Land Rover or tractor or whatever. You know, show everybody how crown gears work. And you think they had that in their training centre at an agricultural college in their workshop, and they just got rid of it. They just threw it away. They're crackers, eh? What a like tool for showing people how stuff works. Mega. Look at it. Slide it a bit closer and see how it all works inside. And I'll turn them both the same way, which turned round. Good, eh? Hold one side, turn that, hold this side, turn it, the other side turns. Good bit of thing, eh? Oh, but my, it's a heavy lump, that is. But they got loads of stuff. Somebody had done a massive Ferguson tractor, cut away the bottom plates of all the gearboxes, transfer box, and down to the front axle, the steering. They had everything on there, and it was like it was all in there. And I couldn't get it out to skip like about a ton and a half, and I couldn't get it out, or else I'd have took that away. So right, what's Martin saying? Biofuels are a pain as they attract moisture. Plus digitalised. Yeah, they do, mate. They're a big pain, aren't they? Mick did a video. Oh God, how long ago was it, Mick? When you did that video on the removing the moisture and the water from the fuel, and you put it in that tank and shook it up, then you left it overnight. Man, you had some views on that. It was like a massive thing, wasn't it, when it first came out, and everybody was in a massive panic. And he was like, "Yeah, I'll do a video on it," and bang, there you go. And he was the man. He was the man for that one, and it certainly did him good. Yeah, and it's all good until the UJ goes, yeah, it's all good, isn't it? It's all good. I know, mate, I've owned enough Land Rovers in my time. I was on it like a tramp on chips. You were, man. You just jumped on it straight away, didn't you, and did it, and it worked well. It's a good video, though. But everyone was in a real panic, weren't they, when they just said, you know, this is it. We're only having like E10 now. It caused a big stir. But yeah, it was a good video to do. That was a good one. I don't think I've been following you that long. I don't know, about 6 months or something. And that one came out. It's like, yeah, here we go. It's good. I used to follow your lives every weekend at 6. How come you stopped doing them in the end, mate? What went on there? You have to let me know if you can type, or if you can't type it out, just phone me later and tell me anyway. So that's it. But yeah, so there's not really a lot going on. I was just going through a few boxes. I got these here. I think, what are these? Are these I think they're metal snips, aren't they? For cutting metal. Stanley Fat Max ones, whatever they are. They look like metal shears to me. They were in one of the boxes. It's like I emptied my dad's shed out years ago and he died. I had to stop because you and Philip became celebrities. yeah, right. Became celebrities. So I don't think that caused you to stop. But yeah, I'm not a celebrity anymore. She's a celebrity, mate. She gets invited out all the time. We were at West Bromwich Albion Football Club last week, having a dinner. In fact, this time last week, no, it was Friday last week. We were having a dinner at West Bromwich Albion Football Club. Very nice it was too, with the ex-players and stuff. And then tomorrow we're off out to a surprise party. Mate, she's always out, I tell you. She's always out. Thing is, Mick, I'm like one of these people. I'm always in the house. You know, round here, they call me the Olympic Flame because I never go out. That's it. It's a true story, that is. So, yeah. Tin snips, yeah, I thought they were. I've got to find a home for these somewhere now, though. These tin snips. So, I've got some stuff in here. I've got one of these dolphin knife, if you've never seen one of these before. If you ever fit in carpet or anything like that, any sort of flooring, these are great knives. Real great knives. Real ergonomic, fit in the palm of your hand. You literally just push down, you get all your weight on there. Pull across like the carpet, no bother. And if you want to change the blade, you just spin this like wheel on the top. And spin the wheel on top. Open it up. Change the blade over, put the lid back down, spin it up again if you get it lined up right. This is just a cheap silver line copy. I got some proper dolphin knife, German they are. Proper dolphin ones on there, they're the business. But cheap silver, if anybody wants to borrow one, they get the cheap silver line one and I'll keep the better one. Just for things. Not many dolphins round here, mate. Yeah, I bet. So you have a left, right, and a straight edge, like yours. So these are straight edge tin snips then. What, and you're saying you can get curved ones then for going left and right corner? Hey, in fact, what does that mean then? It's got, look, that there with a three-way. Does that mean they can be used for cutting different ways? I don't know. I never used them. I've got so many tools. It's unreal. We just get like, Mick will tell you, people are like, oh, I've got some boxes of old tools here or whatever it is. Here you go. And you don't want to ever like throw them away because you don't know if there's anything in there that's like, you know, going to come in handy one of the days. So you like get all these tools, and they do. You go sort through them, and you think that'll come in handy, this will come in handy, and then you get really excited, and then you keep it, and then one day you need that tool for the job, and it's in a box somewhere, in a shed somewhere, and you can never find it. So there you go. So are you from Telford way? I mean, I'm from Bridge North way, mate. That's where I am. So I'm from Bridge North. So not far from Telford. I do work over Telford quite a bit. Telford and Shrewsbury, if you see like my van about, either the Jim and the Mower truck, or I've got a little tipper lorry now as well. A bit like Suzu 3.5 ton tipper lorry. I'm always about with that. Yeah, and never chuck anything away. Or me, Mick, that's the problem. That's why I've got so much stuff. So I just never throw anything away. It's a pain, isn't it? The stuff's everywhere. So you can cut anyway with a straight edge pair, but done the same with left pair, but done the same with left and right. Okay. Fair enough, fair enough. I'll put these up on here. What's that? I'll tell you what I did buy the other day. Mick, I was, may have seen you, I work quite often down at the rail freight terminal in Trench. Yeah, I think we go past the rail freight terminal in Trench. We do, over Hadley Park, you know, Hadley Castle. We do a lot around Hadley Castle, like on the industrial estates and stuff, screw fix and all around there. We do a fair bit of work. So you see my truck around. If you see the logo, in fact, I've got a sticker knocking about on here. You see that sticker, you see that logo, that's Jim and the Mower logo, and you'll see that, and then that's on like the truck, the lorry, everything, the mower, a lot. Tell you what I bought the other day, I needed to do for a job. I was working on a ride-on mower for a pan of mine, and I was really stuck getting into a tight space, and I haven't got any stubby spanners. So when I bought some stubby spanners, look, you can see how, like, that's the 11mm, but you can see how short they are. Ring spanner one end, open spanner the other end, and even you go up to the 19. Look, and even the 19's like, well, put it in my hand, 19. So they're real short stubby spanners. So I bought these, and you'll be amazed to know that not only did I buy them a couple of weeks ago and use them for a job, but they're all still in the original packaging that they came in, look, and they're all complete. And I'll tell you why. Because I put them on and I still couldn't get it off with a stubby spanner. My hands wouldn't fit in, so I couldn't do it. So I just got it on, went through, I think I started at about 15, settled on an 18. An 18 fit, but I couldn't turn it. So I was like, well, that's it. So I just wrapped them all back up and put them in here, and they've never seen the light of day since. And they'll probably stay there for the rest of the time. But I think that's genuinely the only set of tools that I've got still complete. You know, you can't miss him. He's about 8 foot tall. Oh, I'm only 6'4". I'll tell you what though, Mick, this cold, well, not even cold, is it? Just this wet, long winter's done me no good. I'm nearly 18 stone, so I need to sort that out. 18 stone, 6 foot tall. I'm blind and I keep crashing the work van. Yeah. Hilarious. I always tell that, you know, and these folks ring you up saying, are you here from like whatever, you know, we heard you're involved in a car crash, and I always go through, oh yeah, blah blah blah. And I say it's not my fault, you know, I couldn't help it. I was either on the phone at the time, I said, oh, I've got, you know, my eyes covered, etc, and that's it. Talking of which, my van insurance is due for renewal today, so I better stop this live and give them a call, because they messaged me earlier and said it's due for renewal. We're calling you back just to make sure, confirm it. And I was like, I'm out driving at the moment, mate. I'll give you a ring when I get back, and I forgot all about it till now. So thanks for coming up with that bit of info. That's helped me out. I'll give them a ring. But there you go. Thanks anyway. I've been on here for like nearly an hour and a half. I only popped on just for 10 minutes just to see the taking the exhaust off. Is that a diff on your desk? Yeah, that's it. It's a diff. Cutaway diff. So turn that round and then you can like lock it up. So yeah, I got it from the Harper Adams Agricultural College. Yeah, emptied all the stuff out. Right, I'm going to call it quits now and get off. It's all gone up. As says, look, mate, it has gone up massively. The truck insurance. This is why I never accepted it. When they phoned me up and said this is your renewal, and it was like it gone up. Nissan. It was on the Nissan Navara, I think, and it gone up from about God, what it gone up from? It had gone up from about 500 quid to about 800 quid, I think. And I was like, good God, I'm not having that, mate. And he says, all right, I'll bring you back and we'll sort it out. And I said, yeah, no problem. And then, or I said I'd ring them back and sort it out, and I didn't. And it's last day today, so they phoned me up. So I better get it insured. I know I'm covered. I've got a trip out tomorrow, so and I'll use that Navara because it's nicer to drive than going in the Jimmy the Mower truck's great for advertising and going about everywhere, but man, it's like it's got tools in, and I can lock it up and put it in secure compound. I don't like going out and about with a truck with tools in the back. It's like invitation in it, but there you go. Right, I've done nearly an hour and a half, so I'm going to get off. Thanks everybody for joining in. I really do appreciate it, and man, I'll start doing more of these. I'll do them from another Google invite. Is it? No, it's not to London. Well, it's not to London again. We're actually guests at a surprise birthday party tomorrow night, Manchester way. So there you go. That's what we're doing. It's Mrs. Mower. See, she's in demand, isn't she? She's in demand. So there you go. Right, I'm going to get off then, and I'll do some more of these. In fact, I might be doing one later from over the bar side over there. In fact, if I turn this round, look, no, people don't believe me. I'm in the workshop, and then there's the bar. Look, you got the bar in the corner. So yeah, I might be over in the bar later doing that because I've got a keg of Beck's in there, and the Beck's is going out of date. That's my excuse anyway. I've got a keg of Beck's going out of date, and then I've got a keg of Tennants going out of date as well. So I've got to rattle through both of them. But thanks everybody. I'll catch you all later. I'm going to shoot off now. If I can work out how to turn this live off, I will shoot off and catch you all again. Cheers for your support. See you soon. Bye.